Hi friends, welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. Before we get on with the video, I'm just giving that shout out to my grandson Braden, who we love so very much. We miss you and we are praying for you. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting.
Okay, here we go with DIY number one. So I'm going to take one of these Dollar Tree signs. I'm going to remove the hanger. I'm going to remove everything from the front. You can use, if you want to recreate this, any kind of sign that you want. It doesn't have to be this size or this shape. But like I said, I'm going to remove this hanger or the banner. It's really easy. It was like glued on with hot glue. And then this came off super easy. I was so excited. Now, if you want to recreate this and you have a Dollar Tree sign and you don't want to go through the work of removing all this paper, you could definitely cover it up with like some shipping paper and then turn around and use the back side. The only problem I have found, sometimes the back side is a little rougher, but either way, you can make it work. So I'm just showing you guys how easy this was coming off. I don't know why I showed you so much, but I think it's because I was so pleased with how easy it came off. Then once I had it all off, I went ahead and spritzed it down with some water, and then I let it sit for about 5 minutes so that water really soaks into that second layer of paper. Then I use my paint scraper to scrape it all off. Then after that, I'm going to paint the whole thing with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Ocean. And I do both front and back. And after it was dry, I took some wood biscuits. Now I got these from Amazon. There's two different sizes here, the size 10 and a size 0. I'm going to paint them with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White. You can also find these in hardware stores, but I don't know if they come in different sizes there. After they are painted, I'm going to use my Titebond Quick and Thick Multi-Surface Glue to glue them all in place to form a flower. And then after I have the last one glued on there, I took the small, these are the bigger ones, so I took the smaller ones and I am going to glue them all along the middle part of where the opening is between the petals. And here you can see I'm putting glue on all of it, but then after a little while I realized, wait, I only need to put glue on half of it because the other half is not touching. So that's what I ended up doing. And then I took 4 more of the larger ones and I'm going to glue them in place like that, a half circle. And then I'm going to take 3 of the smaller ones, and I guess I'm still finishing up with the larger ones. I'm going to take the 3 smaller ones and glue them in the middle of the petals, just like I did on the top one. You'll see me doing that right here. And after that was done, I did some more on the bottom side. And then later, you'll see, I realized I should have done it the opposite direction because they're facing downward. And yeah, it made it kind of wonky when I put on the stems, but I figured out how to make it look good. So then I just added one to look like it was falling. And then I'm going to take some, this is from a floral pick. I just cut the pick apart and I'm going to glue that in with my hot glue. I'm going to take some of the leaves from those picks and I'm going to glue them on. These are the little mini rose picks from Hobby Lobby. And I'm just going to glue some leaves onto my stem. And then, and I basically was trying to cover the little areas that had the flowers stuck on them. They kind of come out a little bit. But here I am going to add another one for the other flower. And this is where I was like, okay, I got to figure out how I'm going to make this work. So before I did that, I decided to go ahead and take my half beads that I had painted with Waverly chalk paint in the color Maize. And I'm going to add them to the top of my flowers here. And after that, I was like, okay, maybe I can get this to work. So I took a small piece and bent it, and then I'm going to glue it right there. I wish I would have brought it up just a little bit, but that way it kind of looks like it's drooping from the bottom of my my flowers. So then I took some of this ribbon from Dollar Tree. I'm just going to make a regular shoestring bow. I'm going to dovetail the ends, which you fold in half, cut at an angle, and then glue that to the bottom of my flowers. And then I took some 1/2-inch wood letters I got from Amazon. I put them on some painter's tape to hold them in place, and then I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in the color Maize to go over all of them and get them all nice and painted. And once they were all dry, I'm just going to lay them out where I want to put them, and I'm using a little brush to brush on my Titebond glue. That way we don't have glue oozing out everywhere. Plus I'm getting low on that bottle. So after I had those all glued to piece or glued where I wanted them, I went ahead and I just made some hanger holes on the end. I did fill in the other hanger holes before I painted. I forgot to say that, with some lightweight spackling. And then I'm just going to add some twine here for a hanger and tie knots on the back. And then I decided I wanted to do something else. So I have these little ladybugs I got from Amazon, and I'm just going to take a couple of them. They have little stickers on them, but they're not very good. So I just remove them. That's how bad the adhesive is because I can remove them with my fingers. And I'm just going to add a little hot glue and glue a couple on there. And I absolutely love how this came out. I think it is so pretty. That blue with the white is just stunning. I hope you like it too. Let me know in the comment box below.
Well, here we are, the second to the last video of the month, and then we are in April. Can you believe it? April. Where's this year going, right? I tell ya, it's just flying by. Just hardly can keep anything straight anymore because it goes by so fast. What are you doing? I know, I love you too. Yeah. Anyways, so we are barreling along, getting through the spring season, and yeah, I'm excited. We have a fun collaboration I'm part of on Sunday, so stay tuned for that. This is going to be fun. It's just with 2 other people, and but I think you're going to enjoy it. It's kind of similar to Just Our Imagination, actually. So, but you'll see. I'll tell you more about that on my next video. But before we get on with this video, I just want to welcome you if you're new. My name is Brenda, and this is my sweet Oliver, and we are so glad you are here. If you enjoy home decor on a budget, if you enjoy crafting videos, I would love it if you would hit that red subscribe button and become part of our YouTube family, and let me know in the comment box that you're new here. I'd love to get to know you. And for all of you that return every video, I appreciate you guys also very much. Make sure if there's anything that you would like to see me do, you let me know in that comment box, and I will write it down so that I can remember. And then yeah, just let me know. And make sure that you guys recheck your subscription. Make sure you're still subscribed, and then make sure you give me that thumbs up, comment, and share this video and hype it if you like it as well. I greatly appreciate it. So with all of that, let's continue on with the video.
Okay, on to DIY number 2. So I have a package of wood flowers from Hobby Lobby. They come in 2 different sizes. These are the smaller size. I am going to paint them with my Waverly chalk paint in the color white. Then I am going to take, I actually end up using 2 of those flowers. I'm going to take some more half beads and paint them yellow. I was going to use some yellow pom-poms, but I couldn't find them. And then I sat down at my desk after looking and looked up, and they were right next to where I was standing. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to add those half beads to the front of the flowers using my Titebond glue. I'm going to take, I think this is 5 beads here. I'm going to use Waverly chalk paint in the color moss to paint them. Again, I'm using my painter's tape to hold them in place. Once they're all painted and dried, I do turn them over and paint the other side of them, because you are going to miss some when you do it this way. But this is one of my favorite ways of painting them. It just makes it kind of easy to hold them in place. So here you see me turning them around. Now, I got this idea from Hobby Lobby. I was on their website and I saw these and I'm like, I could easily make those. And this one turned out so stinking cute that I had to make a second one. And oh my goodness, I just love these. So I took another floral stem here, or a stem from my pack. I put those beads on them. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue on the bottom just to hold that in place so it doesn't come out. And you'll see I'm going to use my finger after it cools a little bit to just kind of smudge it there. And this time it worked perfect. The next time, not so good, but it still worked. Then here I'm just measuring to see, okay, how far do I need to cut this? And then I'm going to cut it down. And then I'm going to mark on the back of the flower where that is going to lay. And then I'm just going to put some hot glue on it. And I'm just going to glue that right in place. Then I went ahead and add a little hot glue on the sides all around it, just to kind of give it some more security so that it stays in place. After that, I'm going to take a little wood shape ornament that I got from Amazon. I'm going to glue that little flower there. And I decided to go ahead and add a ladybug as well. Hobby Lobby's did not have a ladybug. And it was just plain like this, but I wanted to dress it up a little bit more, and I absolutely love this. So after I got that ladybug where I wanted it, I added a little jute string bow. I just made a little a shoelace bow with it. And I'm going to trim it down and add that to where the flower and the beads meet, because there was a little gap there because of the beads being round and hitting the flower. So this just covered it up nicely. And then here I didn't have any more of my flower picks, so I used a skewer. I painted the top part of it, and I'm just going to take, this is going to be bigger, so I took some bigger beads and I made 6 instead of 5. And then I'm just going to do everything else the same, glue it to the flower and glue that onto another wood slice. And then I added a twine bow, and I added a little bit of hot glue there because the skewers are not as strong and it was wanting to tilt. So I added some hot glue to the beads to hold it in place. And then I just added my little ladybug onto the flower this time. And look how adorable these things are. I absolutely love these. I hope you do too. Let me know in the comment box below. Okay, it is a time for a celebration of your recreations. And we have Robin. Look at these cute things that she painted. I love them, Robin. Her little bunny and her carrots and her eggs are all very pretty. Thank you for sharing, Robin. And then Lisa has been so busy. Look at all of these lovely pieces that she has created. That tall birdhouse, I might have to recreate that with the teapot. Oh my goodness, that is so cute. Thank you, ladies. And if you have something that you've created that you would like me to showcase, you can email pictures to my rusticandlacediy@gmail.com account, or you can also send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. Okay, on to DIY number 3. So for this DIY, I'm going to take 2 14-inch rounds from Hobby Lobby, but they were very, very warped. So as you can see, I'm trying to show you. It's hard to see probably, but I'm going to go ahead and glue 2 of them together because of them being so warped. This helps straighten them out. So I'm going to use my Type Bond wood glue and a little bit of a hot glue. Of course, the wood glue is a permanent hold and the hot glue is immediate hold, and I'm going to glue those 2 pieces together. And if you recreate this, hopefully you have one that isn't all bent. I am going to take some painter's tape, and I'm taping off a 5-inch section in the middle. And I'm just using my ruler here to make sure that it's all even, and it wasn't, so I just kind of changed the tape a little bit to make it even. And then I painted the middle with my ocean color. I did paint the top and the bottom with white, but after I painted it, I'm like, wait, this is not going to work. But before I painted it, I decided I wanted to have a little stripe of yellow. So I painted in this little stripe of yellow. And I think this was about 1/4 inch. And then this is where I was like, wait, this is not going to work because I'm going to put white flowers here and you're not going to see them with that white background. I was going to paint over the yellow, and Kathy Jo goes, no, just make another stripe of blue, which I do, but I end up in the end changing that top one to yellow because I just didn't like the way it looked. But anyways, I'm showing you here, I marked off another 1/4 inch below that that first stripe, and I'm going to paint it with blue. And then I'm going to take some, and then I painted the bottom with the white. I think that was already painted. I don't know. I painted it yellow. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what I did. This is so confusing. So I took some more flowers and half beads. Now I end up adding some more of the bigger flowers, but I painted them white with the half beads with the maze. I created a stencil with my Cricut. This was a welcome sign from Cricut Design Space, and I just printed it out on my Frisco stencil vinyl I get from Amazon, and I'm using my Snow White by Waverly and a stencil brush and just pouncing it all on. Once it was dry, I removed all of my vinyl, including all the little pieces on the inside. And as you can see, it shows the white stripe, the blue stripe, and the yellow. Is that how I kept it? I think so. Yeah, I don't know we'll see at the end what I did. I'm going to glue on my little half beads. Probably didn't need to show you this. You know how to do this part. But I took all of the flowers that I created and I just started gluing them all around. Now, this wasn't quite exactly what I had in mind. But you know what? I like how it turned out. It is very pretty. And if you like daisies, I'm sure you're going to like this too. And then after that, I went ahead and created my hanger holes using my Big Mouth Crocodile. And then I'm just going to add some twine as a hanger, just thread it through, tie knots on the back. And that's all there is for this one. I love it. If you recreate it, there's so much you could do. You could do the flowers differently. You could add polka dots. You could add a bow. I don't know, but I just love it. I hope you do too. Let me know in the comment box below. The next DIY, you guys, is going to be a little long, but be patient, and I hope you enjoy it. So here is DIY number 4.
Okay, so we are going to make some crocheted daisies. So I have some yellow yarn. This is for, what do they call it? The weight of it is 4. You can use something smaller. I'm trying to think of what they call it. Either way, 4. This is, I think, a little thinner. This isn't, I think, a 4. No, it is a 4. This is a medium 4. Okay, and let's see if you, crochet hooks, medium 4. So if you can see right there, it says on the yarn, that's the weight size of the yarn. So these are all medium weight 4. So we're going to take some yellow yarn here, and we're going to make the middle part of a daisy. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to wrap it around to my fingers, and I'm going to take this part and I'm going to bring it through that loop, and then just hold that and pull tightly. And this is, I've tried to look for the easiest daisy crochet pattern that I could find for those of you who maybe don't know how to crochet, who might want to give it a try. So I've got I don't know if you can read it, it's a 2.5 millimeter hook. You can use any kind of hook. This is just the kind I like. Don't ask me the brand. I have no idea. Yeah, I have so many hooks in my stuff from just buying them wherever. So the first thing we're going to do, this is what we call a slip knot, I believe. And you're going to chain 5. So basically you're going to wrap the yarn around your hook. You're going to hook it. I always twist my, whoops, you want to make sure you don't go inside of the yarn. I always twist my hook, and then I'm going to bring it through that loop that we just made, and we're going to do that 5 times. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's what we call a chain stitch. Now, if you are new to crocheting, let me tell you, the best thing to do is just practice chain stitches at first. And let me tell you, when I did it, I would have wider chains and smaller chains and wider chains. And the more you practice, the better you'll get at making even chains. It's just really a matter of, because when you're new and you're trying it for the first time, you might make some loose, and then you might try and make them tighter. And after a while, you'll just get the hang of it, and you'll make them all pretty uniform. So we're going to take this hook, and we're going to go through the very first stitch. We're going to bring the yarn around, and I'm just going to hook it, bring it through, and then we're going to do what we call a slip stitch. We're going to bring it through that stitch on the hook, and then now we're going to have a circle, and then we're going to chain 1. Okay, then we have the middle of the circle here, so we're going to do what we call single crochets. So we're going to put your hook in the middle of that circle. You're going to hook the yarn, or what they call yarn over, and you're going to bring it through, and then you're going to grab it in the yarn again, and you're going to bring it through both of those loops. We're going to do that 10 times. So there's 1. I always like to take that tail and crochet over it. You don't have to if that's confusing to you, but to me that's just an easy way of finishing it off. So I'm going to go through the middle of my loop that we had made previously. I'm going to yarn over, or hook that yarn. I'm going to bring it through that hole, and then I'm going to yarn over. I hope this is right where you can see it. I hope it wasn't too far over. Okay, And then I'm going to bring it through those 2 loops. So we've got 2. Okay, that was 2, I think. And then we're going to yarn over again. No, sorry. We're going to go through the loop. Okay, then we're going to yarn over, or pull that yarn with the hook through that hole, yarn over again. Just really make sure that yarn gets under the hook and bring it through those 2 last loops. So that's 3. So we're going to do this 10 times. So there's, oh my goodness. Sorry if I yarn over. It's habit, because normally I don't do single crochets when I'm doing projects. Okay, so here's number 4. So we're going to go through the loop in the middle of our loop here. We're going to go through the hole in the middle of the loop. How's that? And then I'm going to yarn over, or grab that yarn with the hook, bring it through till you have 2 loops, and then I'm going to hook over, or yarn over, take that hook, bring that yarn through both of those loops. Now we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're going to do that again for number 6. Come through that hole, yarn over, pull through those 2 loops. Now we have, what did I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to do it again. Nope, not going to yarn over until after we go through the loop, or the loop. We're going to go through the middle of the loop, then yarn over. Pull that yarn through, and then yarn over again, and pull through those 2. That makes 7. And then, sorry you guys, my allergies this last few days have been horrible. Okay, go through that loop that we made, yarn over, and you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and now we have 8. Now we're going to do 2 more. So there's 1 and 2. Okay, so we're done making that. So we are going to slip stitch. So we're just going to take our hook, we're going to go through that first stitch, we're going to yarn over, catch that yarn with the hook, bring it through, and we're not going to yarn over again, we're just going to bring it through that first stitch for a slip stitch. And that is how we made the middle. So then we're just going to cut a piece of this off with a little bit of a tail. And you're gonna, I like to make my little loop a little bigger, and then I'm just gonna thread that tail right through and then pull tightly, just like that. Do the same thing with this, making a slip knot. Okay, we're gonna go wrap around 2 fingers. You can use your hook to bring it through. I just like to use my fingers, and then tighten. So we're just basically making a little knot and then pull tightly. Okay, so we're gonna go back to this. We're going to go through the first stitch, and we're going to bring our hook through it. Okay, then we're going to take the next stitch, or the white. We're going to tighten the thread on that hook. We're going to bring it through, and then we are going to chain 1. So we're just going to wrap the yarn around your hook and bring it through that white loop. Okay, now we're gonna, oh sorry, I did that with the wrong, did you see what I did? I did that with the tail. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's start over. We're gonna bring this, not the tail, but the yarn. We're gonna yarn over the needle, or sorry if I say needle, knitting needles, crochet hooks. I knit, I think, well, I don't know. I crochet, I think I do them about the same, but we're going to yarn over the hook. We're going to bring it through that, and now we just made a slip, or a stitch. So we're going to, a chain stitch. So we're going to make 10 of those. So there's 1, 2, 3, again, yarn over, pull through your loop. There's 4, yarn over, pull through your loop for 5, yarn over, pull through the loop for 6, yarn over, pull through the loop for 7, yarn over and pull through the loop for 8, yarn over, pull through the loop for 9, yarn over, pull through the loop for 10. So you've got 10 chains there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then you're going to take this and you're going to go through that first section where you started your chains. You're going to yarn over, and you can either single crochet or slip stitch. I'm going to go ahead and single crochet, but you could just, if you want to make it easier and just slip that through that hook to make a slip stitch, you can do that. But you see I have the 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to bring that yarn through both of those, and I just created what we call a single crochet. So then I'm going to go through the next stitch on the yellow, and I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to bring it through, and I'm just going to bring it through a slip stitch there. Now we're going to do 10 more stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oops, and 10. Oh, I gotta get through all of the fibers there. If you have a hard time, just make it bigger and then tighten it. That was 9, right? I'll have to count 10, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then we're going to take this. We're going to go through the same loop we came in, yarn over to where we have 2 loops, takes the yarn, hook it, and bring it through those, or that loop, or those 2 loops. Okay. And we're just going to continue doing that until we have 10 of these loops. So we need to do it 8 more times. Okay, so we've got our last chain, our last set of chains here, our 10 strip of 10 chains, I guess you could say. I'm going to go through like I normally would, and I'm going to do my single crochet. So I'm going to hook over, bring through those 2 loops. Then I'm going to take this, I'm going to go through the very first one of the white, and I'm going to hook over, bring it through, and do a slip stitch. So we're just going to slip it through that last loop. And then I'm just going to cut some, and we're going to take that, and we're going to thread it through the loop that we just made. Just like that. I think it's about right there. So this is floral stems, and I had this, I don't remember what I used them for. I used them for something, so they were in my stash, so I thought we'd use this. So I cut this down to about the size I need. I'm going to go to the back side of my flower here, and I am just going to kind of weave this in through some of the stitches, just like we did when we were finishing off. And I'm just going to kind of go up a little bit here through that white, I think. And it's kind of hard because it kind of can poke it, but I don't do a lot, just a little bit to make a stem here. And then I'm going to just take a little bit of hot glue, and I'm just going to put it right there just to kind of just add it on so that that wire stays, and just kind of smear the hot glue around the yarn. Oh my goodness. Okay, so then we're going to take, and I know they're not straight, but that's okay. Not all stems are straight, right? Okay, so we're going to take some green, and what I did is I'm going to take it up back here, and I'm going to tie a knot. So I'm just going to cross the 2 yarns and just tie a knot like you normally would. Okay, like that. I'm going to do it again. Easy peasy. Okay, so we're going to take this and I'm just going to start wrapping the yarn. Here we go. Around this long tail here, and we're just going to wrap this all with this yarn, kind of like you would if you had like floral tape, you know. You just kind of keep twisting it and hold the yarn there and just twist it all the way around. Now I'm not going to go all the way down to the bottom because we're going to be putting some of this through floral foam, so we're not going to need to put it all the way through. So I'm probably going to do it about there, and you're probably not going to see this part of it anyways. Okay, so we're going to cut a little bit of tail here. And then I'm just going to come to, it's not going to matter because you're not going to see it, so we're going to just add a little bit of hot glue. Be careful not to burn your fingers. And then we're just going to push that hot glue all the way around the end to hold it all in place. Okay. Okay, there we go. So we have got our little flower made. Now, what's a daisy without a leaf, right? Now, if you don't want to, if you have you're just learning to crochet and you're like, I am so overwhelmed with this, I don't want to make a leaf. That's okay. You can like get some leaves from any of your picks and glue it on if you want to do that. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to create a leaf. I have to get my cheat sheet out here. Okay, we're done with the white. Move that out of the way. We have the green. So we're going to start it off again with our slip knot. So we're just going to wrap around 2 fingers, and then we're going to bring that through the hoop, or through that loop, and pull tightly. Okay. I know I'm saying okay a lot, aren't I? Okay. I'm going to use the same needle that I was using and tighten that. We are going to chain 10. So we're going to just yarn over, pull through. There's 1. Yarn over, pull 3 through for 2. Yarn over, pull through for 3. Yarn over for 10. So we have 10 chains. Okay, so we're going to skip 3 chains from the hook. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And in that 4th chain, we are going to do 3 double crochets. So what that is we're going to yarn over. We're going to go into that 4th chain from the hook. We're going to yarn over again and pull that through. Okay, so now we're going to have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to put that through 2 of those hoops. So we have 2 hoops now. Then we're going to yarn over, and we're going to pull through those last 2, and you just made a double crochet. So we're going to do 3 of them in the same chain. So that was 1. So we're going to yarn over, put it through that same chain, yarn over, and bring it through that chain. We got our 3 loops. We're going to yarn over and bring it through 2 of the chains, and then we're going to yarn over and bring it through 2 more. So that's 2 double crochets we've made. Now we're going to do the last one. So we're going to yarn over, put it through that chain, yarn over, and bring it through. So we have the 3 loops. We're going to yarn over and bring it through 2 of those loops. And then we're going to yarn over, and we're going to put it through the last 2 loops. And there we go. So we've got our 3 double crochets in the 4th chain. Now we're going to double crochet in the next 3 chains. So we're going to take the next chain, we're going to yarn over, we're going to bring it through that chain, we're going to yarn over and bring it through again so that we have 3 loops, yarn over, bring it through 2 of the loops, yarn over, bring it through the last 2. So there's 1. We're going to go to the next chain, we're going to yarn over, bring it through the chain, yarn over, bring it through again, and then I should say bring it back through. And then we're going to yarn over, go through the 2 loops on the hoop, on the hook. You can tell I don't normally teach this, right? And then yarn over and bring it through the last 2 loops that were on the hook. Okay, so that's 2. So we're going to do one more. I think that's 2, or is that 1? Was that 1? I think that was 1. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, and then, yeah. Okay, so that was 1. So we're going to do it again. Yarn over, go through the next chain, yarn over, come back through that chain, yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through the other 2 loops. One more time. Yarn over, go through the chain, yarn over, come back through the chain, yarn over, go through 2 of those loops, yarn over, go through the next 2. Okay, so now we're going to do what we call a half double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, you're going to go through the next chain, you're going to yarn over, and you've got the 3 loops, but instead of going through 2 and then 2, we're going to yarn over and we're going to go through all 3 loops. And then we're going to single crochet into the next stitch. I think I might have done one too many of those. Okay, single crochet, sorry. No yarn over, so you're just going to go through the stitch or the chain, yarn over, pull it through, and then you're going to yarn over and go through both of those. And then we're going to slip stitch. But you know what? I must have done one too many, so we're just going to slip stitch in that same stitch. That's how we're going to do this. Instead of ripping it all out, it's still going to look okay. So we're just going to bring that right through that stitch. And we're going to do it one more time. No, we're going to chain 2. Right? Yes, 1, 2. Let me show you that again. 1, 2. Okay. So here's where we did our slip stitch. We're going to yarn over, bring through that stitch, yarn over, bring through that stitch. And then we're going to slip stitch in the same stitch that we did before. So go through the stitch, yarn over, pull it through, and then pull it through that stitch. Okay, now we're going to basically do the same thing we did on this side, So we're going to single crochet in the next stitch. So we're going to go through this one. We are going to yarn over, pull it through the chain, yarn over, pull it through the 2 stitches. Okay. And then we're going to half double crochet in the next one. So we're going to yarn over, go through the next stitch, yarn over, bring it through. We have the 3 loops. We're going to yarn over and bring it through those 3 loops. Then we are going to double crochet in the next 3. So we're going to yarn over, we're going to go through the next stitch, yarn over, bring it back through that stitch. We're going to yarn over, we're going to bring it through the 2 stitches, then we're going to yarn over and bring it through the next 2 stitches. So that's 1. We're going to yarn over, bring it through the next stitch, yarn over and bring it back through that stitch so that we have 3 loops, yarn over, bring it through 2 of those loops, and then yarn over, bring it through 2 more of those loops. So that's 2. We're going to do 1 more, yarn over, bring it through the next stitch, yarn over, bring it back through that stitch so that we have the 3 loops. We're going to yarn over, bring it through those 2 stitches, and then yarn over and bring it through the last 2. Okay, now we're going to do 3 double crochets in the next stitch. So there's yarn over, go through the next stitch, yarn over, bring it back through, yarn over, go through the first 2 loops, yarn over, go through the next 2 loops. That's 1. In the same stitch, we're going to yarn over, go through, yarn over, come back through, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And then we're going to do one more time, yarn over, go through the same stitch, yarn over, and then we got yarn over, go through 2, and yarn over, go through 2. Okay, then after that we are going to slip stitch into the chain 3, which is this one. So we're going to slip stitch here, so you go through there, yarn over, pull it through, and then bring it through the stitch or the loop on your hook. Then we're going to chain 4, 1, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 3, yarn over, go through 4, and then we're just going to slip stitch in that very last one. And that is it. Okay, we have made a leaf. See, isn't that cute? Okay, so I'm going to cut some off again, and I'm going to bring it through that loop, pull tightly, okay, and we're going to take this, let's see, one on the right, one on the left, 2 on the right. So we're going to put this like this, okay. I'm sorry, I hate that I keep saying okay. I'm going to see if I can remember how I did this. This doesn't seem right, but let me see. I think I just tied a knot, but this is way up at the top, so I think, yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, I should have just brought this down. Let's see, let's do this. Let's see if this will work. I don't know if I'll have enough to make this work this way, but let's see. I'll put it through my needle. Let's see if I can bring it through. So that it's on the bottom. Let's see if we have enough yarn to do what I was planning on doing. Okay, so left side. So I'm going to stick it like this and tie a knot. I think this is going to work. Okay, there we go. But you don't want to pull too tightly because you see how it is doing that. Anyways, okay, that's okay because we're going to add some hot glue to it. So then I'm just going to tie a knot here, make it secure. Then I'm just going to cut those off. And I'm going to just add a little bit of hot glue and then just kind of tap it in just to hold it in place like that. Okay, well, if you try this, if you watch this video and you try this, congratulations, you just crocheted your first daisy.
Okay, so I'm going to take that ocean color in a small pot. I think I got this from Hobby Lobby, and I am going to paint it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Ocean. I love painting these things because they dry so quickly and they're so easy to paint. But I'm going to paint a little bit on the inside as well. I'm not going to go all the way in it because you're not going to see it. So once I have it all painted and covered, I did paint the bottom as well, but I'm not going to show it. I'm just going to let it dry, and then I don't know why I'm showing you so much of this. I'm going to fill it with some floral foam. That piece just stuck in there so nicely. Next piece, I'm going to use a little bit of hot glue on it to glue them together. And then I'm going to start putting my adorable crochet daisies right inside. I made 4 of them, and I am just going to place them where I feel like they look best. And then I'm going to fill up that pot with some of my green Spanish moss that I got from Hobby Lobby a couple of years ago. It's taken me this long to go through it. It's a huge bag. And then I have some of this cute yellow flower ribbon. I got this from Hobby Lobby a few years ago as well. I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue to start it, and then one in the middle, and then one to end it. So you'll see me doing that right there. And we're going to go all the way to the end and glue it in place. And then this is really simple. Once I have that glued in place, I decided to create a bow. And I was thinking about a jute bow, but it just didn't look right. So I thought, well, why not some of that white yarn? So I made a little bow with that white yarn, and I'm just going to glue it to the front. And that's all I did with this. I think it came out super adorable. So much fun. I hope you like it too. And I guess you could call it granny core, right? Anyways, you have to let me know if you're going to try crocheting. If you've never crocheted before, let me know. I'd love to know. And then here's the final reveal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even if it was a little long. I will be back again on Sunday with a fun collaboration with a few friends of mine. And then, yeah, I'm excited for that. So make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and don't forget to hype. And with all of that, you guys, I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.